And today we're talking about men, money, and the pressure to be a financial success. And if you're a young man watching this show, I absolutely want to hear your comments and your feedback on this. 22999 once again is the SMS line. With me here to discuss this, I have BenjaminZulu. Karibu sana to the show. Leo naomba umevaa bow tie.
Men, money. Those two words.
You're serious, you're ready.
Very serious of them.
All right, Benjamin. Well, of course, men have long been regarded as the breadwinners in the family, and they're the ones that are charged with going out to letea chakula, leta mboga, leta unga, leta kanyama, and just being the ones to lead on the financial front. But as we've talked many times here before, times have really changed, and I don't want to call it competition, but they can now be complemented by women. But I guess in many ways that has also raised the pressure for men now to be very successful. And to us now, very successful means very wealthy. Would you agree with that definition?
I do. And nimekumbuka kitu I heard yesterday. Somebody asked, zile locust tulikuwa tunasumbuana nazo kabla ya corona ziko wapi? Ndo kasema zilienda quarantine. Nimekumbuka during that time it affected our economic, some income was destabilized. Now we have another problem that is also affecting the economic, our status. It's true that men traditionally were supposed to be the hunters, and our women are supposed to be the gatherers. Nowadays they are going out with us to hunt. But traditionally, the man is defined by his ability to provide. In fact, power and money to many men are synonymous.
Yeah.
And I told you the other day that men don't introduce family, they introduce job and title. You women, when you stand, hi, I'm so and so, my wife and a mother, grandmother. Men don't talk like that. They say I'm a CEO of, I'm the manager of this. So it's very true. And not only is it a societal role, it's also part of our ego, the way we are made. I'll give you the 6 stages of financial freedom, where men need to be. And the first one is financial dependence. When you're dependent on someone, you're on financial dependence. If somebody else is providing for you, whoever they are. And the stage 2 is called financial survival. You are earning, but it's paycheck to paycheck, hardly enough for yourself. You are barely above the water. That's stage 2. Stage 3 is financial stability. You are earning, and what you're earning is more than what you need per month, and you have some savings. But you still don't have other essentials apart from that. The other one is financial comfort. Financial comfort is you have salary and other things that are investments that are adding to your income. That's financial comfort. Your salary and a few other things that are bringing. At that time, you can survive for like 2 years. Even if it is stopped, you have enough savings to last you for some time. But it's the stage 5 and 6 that I invite all men for us to aim at. Stage 5 is called financial independence. Now, your investments are bringing more than what you're earning with your hands, more than your salary. The investments
are passive income.
Yes, they are bringing more. At that time, you have insurance. You have insurance cover, you have enough money to last you for even more than 2 years, even if you stopped, because they are bringing more than, even if you stopped working, that one can sustain you. The last level is called financial abundance. In abundance, you are no longer working for money. Your investments are already enough to, fund for your lifestyle, and you are pursuing a passion now. You work for the cause. You are carrying out your life's task. This is where you reach a point where even if you're employed, you're the one who is calling the shots. You have seen these people, they're employed, but they're the ones really in charge. The employer needs them more than they need the employer. And they work for passion, for calling. They have enough investments to finance their lives. They are working for other reasons. That's financial abundance. You are no longer making decisions dependent on ananilipa ngapi. You're making decisions dependent on, is this my life's calling?
Right.
So those are the stages I invite us men to consider where we are.
Okay. All right. So considering those stages, what are some of the things that you hear men are most concerned about today as far as their financial wellness and well-being, right? What are some of the biggest pressures kwa wanaume leo?
Fear. We have this fear of, what if I can't sustain this, And when a woman talks about getting a child, she's talking about something about her stage of life. I want to be a mother. The man is thinking of a project. Mtoto kwa mwanaume ni kama mortgage ya 20 years bwana. From the time that child is born, bills and compulsory. Diapers. There's a lady who gave me a budget of that mtoto wake anatumia diapers kama 1K per week. That's like 4K per month. Na jahesabu the other things that tuchakula hapa na pale na nini na nini, house help. So akaniambia even diapers alone per year will be 52K. If you're not working and the mtoto anaweza tumia for 2 years, that's over 100K and you have no income. So men are afraid of waking up one day and you cannot provide. Somebody was asking me whether niko kwa lockdown. Nikamuuliza, utaenda lockdown, utakula hiyo lock? Men, we think in terms of, will I be able, we have rents to pay, and if you are running a business, however small it is, you know how the bills are, they are compulsory. I don't know why landlords are not giving us discounts, though banks are saying we'll extend a loan. Landlords are not talking.
Bado anawangoja na hiyo tax.
I was waiting for
tunasikia tuko na deni ya SGR na watu wanatuambia tu we are big, so we should maybe consider extending it.
The biggest pressure for men is inability to meet that. Even if men, when you meet every man, even if they have not told you, as long as you can engage where they are along those stages. Kama yuko kwa financial independence na financial abundance, ako kwa hizi zingine, yes, ako comfort ama stability ama just survival ama dependence. Any of that, our biggest fear is, as a man, will I manage to provide?
So if you're at comfort, survival or dependence, your biggest concern is that fear of...
Yes.
We're going to take a short break now, but we'll be back with Benjamin as we continue this discussion on men, money, and the pressure to be financially fit and stable. 22999 is the SMS line. You can also send me your feedback on our social media platforms at SwitchTVKE on Instagram, at SwitchTVKenya on Facebook and Twitter. And we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce, here with BenjaminZulu in our Man Cave discussion, talking about men, money, and the pressure to be a financial success. And just before the break, you were telling us that the biggest thing for men is that fear. Fear of not being able to provide, and fear of not being able to meet those needs and sustain the needs of their home. So, whereas women, looking at a child, we look at it as a stage of life,
a bundle of joy.
Yeah, it's almost like an actualization, regardless of what your financial status is. But for a man, it's a project.
Man is a bundle of bills. That's a project, my friend.
A bundle of joy for the ladies, bundle of bills for the men. Oh dear. All right. So from what you're saying, then it sounds like this financial pressure, when you're talking about money, it's not necessarily about having money to own or have specific things, right? It's about being able to, at least at the very minimum, sustain a decent lifestyle. And
I want to give you the solution, because now 3/4 of us are young men in Kenya. When you talk of men, remember, we are talking of youth in Kenya now.
Yeah, that's the other
Only
challenge.
a quarter are already in jobs and businesses. The rest of them are graduates trying to start out. And others are still in high school. So that when you hear that 5 and below, think of that young group. The only advantage young people have is a lot of energy, a lot of time. Those things, they have them in abundance. They have energy, optimism, a lot of time, but they have very little money and little wisdom. The older people have money and wisdom, but no energy, no time.
Yeah.
The younger have a lot of time and energy, little wisdom, little money.
Yeah.
The solution for us young people is to know, now that we comprise the biggest chunk, let's stop looking for jobs. From who? I'm just like you. Wanatoka university wakienda ku-apply and mtu ali-apply aka-apply mpaka siku moja akanunua njugu kwa street akapata imefungwa na CV yake. You send so many papers until nukienda kwa kila reception, acha hapo, wekele hapo, and they never do anything with it. You even spend more money moving and printing and photocopying. There's a guy told me in his photocopy business, on Mondays is peak. People photocopying CVs, photocopying good conduct, photocopying what? And himself, he finished campus in 1998. And I mean 2018, just the other day, 2 years ago. And he's just put up this, and his friends are still in the campus, where they used to live, in the same houses. Let's to try to figure out and all that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask young men, let's stop thinking of being employed.
Right.
You will remain in this dependence for a very long time. The moment you leave university or leave campus, when you think of what you can do with your hands, move quickly to survival.
Yeah.
Start getting something small to fund your lifestyle.
Okay.
What you can do with your hands, even if it's not related to what you studied. Okay, kama kile ulisomea unaweza anza live nacho, please go and start immediately.
But if not, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up for it.
Get your hands dirty. Do whatever you can do. Uza uji, uza matunda, uza mandazi, uza tu viatu, uza anything. Write online, do anything. If you can develop a website, part of your studying was website development or something that you can do for common people. You know, you can come convince Joyce, this car of yours, can I maintain it for you? I'm cheaper than your regular mechanic and I'm good at it. Prove it. Not, yeah, I think I like this kind of initiative. Many times we hire young people because of their initiative, not even because we needed them so much.
And also because we're not going to find the skill with them. I mean, the experience.
Yes.
Right. We don't have the experience. So it's that initiative.
So, tuondoke hapo, stop depending on being employed. Stop using sijapata job. Unaitoa wapi? 3/4 of us are startouts like you.
Yeah.
That's the common sense. Another thing, stop valuing papers. Only government, NGOs and big corporations value your CV. These young businesses, we have no time reading CVs. We want competence. Can you deliver? Simple. So look for a way to penetrate companies without formality. Let me work for you for free this week. Niko free. Then come do so well, we take notice. Tukuliza by the na uko busy. Neza work for, and then many people get jobs in small SMEs because they're the 80% in Kenya SMEs, these small medium enterprises. You're getting informally by being able to deliver, being reliable.
It sounds like for men, whatever age you're in, even with this whole conversation about money, men, and financial pressure or pressure to be financially stable, there's a humility that needs to come with it.
Thank you for using that word. Don't come here with a sense of entitlement. I have this paper in mechanical engineering. Okay, go and eat it. Who wants to hear those? Then do you know why diplomas and certificates are hired faster? They don't have that big mentality. They don't feel entitled. Some of these people holding degrees, you know, many of degrees in Kenya, 80% theory, 20% skills. Diploma is 80% skills and 20% theory. Diploma people are hands-on. They get absorbed to the market faster because they're humble. They're happy to get a chance. The degree person has a sense of entitlement and they want this 100,000 salary.
So tukue too humble.
Thank you for using that word.
We can say we started from the bottom now.
Come and start anywhere to get, you know, wake up very early when vehicles are cheap. Don't wake up at 8 or 7, then you're going to fight for matatu and pay 100, but the guy who left at 5 paid that table.
Wow.
This sleep won't benefit you.
Wow.
So please be humble and start on the bottom. Stage 2 is allow growth. This degree of graduating does not entitle you.
Yeah.
You are not yet grown. In fact, in the knowledge, in school, high school, universities, you learn from books and teachers. Here in the world, you learn from people. So when you get your first job, don't come here trying to show how much you know. Come with humility to learn.
And I like that you're saying here in the world, you learn from people.
Yes.
Because it is the same people that are going to help push you forward. And that's the thing that so many people fail to understand, that you need relationships. No man is an island.
The biggest mistake anybody coming to Switch TV is to come here trying to impress us.
Yeah.
They will lose it on the
Kihere
word go. Yes. The best thing is to come like an outsider, eager to learn from everyone. You know, we have unwritten code in every company, in every culture. We have the rules that are written are obvious and matter of common sense. The ones that matter most are the ones that are not written.
That's right.
You know, about power relationships here, culture here, values,
Very
what
important.
matters, who is on the rise, who's on the decline, who has been punished. Those are things that are unwritten, yet they can damage your path. So come with humility to learn.
Absolutely.
Don't try to impress. So when you finally get in, try to learn. The other thing about men, men have this problem of feeling somehow they should be ahead of women. Can we stop that, please?
Thank you.
Can we stop that?
Thank you. It's high time we start using the word team.
You know, and team is not just people who are working together, it's people who trust each other. Let's stop fighting. Let's have nothing to prove. If your boss is a woman, submit.
Yeah.
Even if this is a girl who started, a young lady, 26, who started a company that is doing a lot, selling car insurances online, so that you don't have to paperwork and all that. And you can suspend it if you're traveling abroad. You're not using the car now. She has invented something that is moving very fast.
Okay.
Now I'm imagining if she hires a guy who comes there with an ego, and my boss is just younger than me, just a girl. You will lose it, my brother.
Yeah.
Go with humility.
Okay.
Submit to women even if they're younger than you. Those are two problems. She's
Yeah.
a woman, she's younger than you, but she's your boss.
Anybody can be a teacher in this world.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I think part of this conversation of men and money and pressure is that there are very significant health consequences that then come about with this pressure, which in many ways perhaps is also self-inflicted because of lack of humility, or feeling like we're the ones who know it all, or that we have to be in a certain place. We want instant success and we want it overnight. And so looking at some articles here, the Huffington posted a study showing that men are twice as likely to feel the financial burden in a relationship than women. This was in 2016. All right, so while 31% of men felt that they should be more responsible than their partners for financial matters, only 14% of women felt the same. What's more is that men are twice as likely to feel that they must be emotionally strong, and 3 times more likely to feel that they must take practical charge in a crisis than their female counterparts. But all of this is just compounding on that pressure.
And that pressure, the 3 of them, I like the way you have listed them. We have that one, they feel like it's them who's supposed to provide, always have money. We also need to adjust to that. Financial growth is a journey. It's not a place you arrive and say I've arrived. And I want to ask men to be team players. If you have a woman in your life, make her team. There are things she can see. She has ideas that can advance you. Don't call her woman. What do you know? This is your part. This is your helper. And the fact that you chose her, say that you believe in her. And number 2 is, after we use team, because 2 people should be able to think better. Hii ingine umesema emotionally strong, ni ile ya kusema men don't cry, men don't collapse, holding, it's not about being rigid. If you go to the river, you find two plants there. There's sugar cane and then there's the reed. Sugar cane is tough and it has joints like muscle, 6-pack. So when water begins to flow, it is tough, doesn't bend. Then water increases until it is overwhelmed and it breaks and goes swept away. But the reed submitted on the first water, it just bent.
Wow.
And then when water goes, it stands again. Men, let's be flexible. You need a softness in life, persistent, yes, but a softness to be flexible.
Yeah.
And the thing what I can ask men is, it's okay when you're overwhelmed to admit you're overwhelmed. When
That's
you feel
true.
stressed, say you're stressed. Does not make you weak. You're just human. Remember, all human beings, both male and female, operate from an emotional core. Can we correct this, Joyce? People say women are emotional and then men are what? All human beings are emotional. Excuse me. We operate from an emotional core, all of us. Nobody is mechanical. And I ask men, if you say you're not emotional, what is this anger that I see flaring? What is that? That's an emotion.
Wow.
So there's that pressure, and I agree with the article that men, we are on that kind of pressure. But the solution is, instead of succumbing to the societal, prejudices and stereotypes, can we just be practical, be grounded, and allow ourselves to grow and play team with the people in our lives?
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me read some comments here. Frank from Kajiado says the period between 20 to 30 has to be the most worrisome part of adult life. You tend to worry so much, your dreams, a life partner, finances, the future, etc. And your parents are getting old, everything. It's very easy to get depression and to easily fall into anxiety disorder. My take is this: as one waits upon the Lord, let's use, I guess, what we earn, let's spend it wisely and encourage a saving culture as opposed to spending. And I think this still relates to our topic, because part of that pressure is very external. It's about comparing ourselves to nani. Oh, this one is, him is 28 na ameshanunua BMW. Na ujui alinunua aje.
And the biggest answer to that is to align our careers with your calling, so that it comes from within you. Study what you're good at, your inclinations from childhood, what have you always loved. Then start moving in that direction so that you find where you are naturally strong and good. So I agree with the guy that instead of comparing with who has gotten ahead first, who has bought a car first, be careful, be concerned about your journey and align your life with your interest. Eventually the money will come. Let element to value learning more than earning. Start with learning first, then the earning will come.
Someone here says, Ronald Coach Ronald Toek says he's watching from Carbonet, and he says, Joyce, men have difficulties with money. Zulu locusts were in Cabernet recently. Okay. Someone else says, man wanting money and success should be patient, learn from different criteria, work smart, and be hopeful. Asante sana for that. But also talking about then money, men, pressure, and relationships. Okay, because this features very strongly
right.
when it
That's
always comes
it
to
does.
relationships. Fatma from Ruai is asking, you look great, thank you very much for that. Say hi to Benjamin.
Hi.
And you say, I'm a fan of the show, but kindly ask, what do you do with a man who wants to be in a relationship but ni mkono birika?
The way you put it.
Ni yeye amesema.
There's no love without giving, please. Love comes with sharing. And if he is stingy and he wants you, that's a contradiction. You're going to live with a cockroach, not a
Aya.
lover. He's just taking away from you. Remember this, a man cannot say I love you while still holding things back from you. The first sign that he loves you when you see that even if he has little, he still wants to spoil you. So how do you feel cherished and loved? Isn't it being treated, being
Yeah.
given?
Yeah.
So it's a contradiction. That man has there's such a thing as loving disability. So he has a disability in loving.
So even with the giving, it's not that it has to be extravagant. It's the thought that counts, is
Then
what you're saying.
the desire, the longingness. Si atakutolea koti wakati kunanyesha.
Yeah.
You see him trying to give even wakati fare haitoshi nyinyi wawili, atakupatia kwanza na aseme lemi nitatafuta njia.
Yeah.
For me, you see him trying to give. And another thing I told women is, don't ask for money. Let him try to see whether he senses that you need money.
So hawa demu wenye wana complain ati hajawatumia pesa ya saloon.
Hint at your need and see him whether you respond.
Yeah.
You don't want to live a life where you have to state clearly, please give me money. It's tiring for you as a woman. It's actually humiliating.
Yeah.
You want him to look out. Are you okay? What might you need? You want a man who looks out.
Okay.
For you as a woman, hold yourself to a dignity that it's him coming to check whether you are in need. So don't start this pattern of listing what you need. It feels bad as a woman.
Wow. Benjamin, thank you as always. Good talking to you. How can people reach you?
My social media is BenjaminZulu KE. BenjaminZulu KE at Gmail. That's email. BenjaminZulu KE on other platforms. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you for coming. Tuendelee na social distancing na kuosha mikono. But we do appreciate your time as always. And hopefully you guys have learned a thing or two there with that conversation. Men, money, and pressure. Sometimes it sounds like this pressure, we just put it on ourselves, right? So
That's right.
it's not about things. It's about just being able to maintain a certain lifestyle, or at least just to be able to provide a decent lifestyle. But also that a lot of that pressure is unwarranted, okay? And so for the men, a challenge to you there from Benjamin, reach out and ask for help. I like that analogy of the reed and the sugar cane. Very powerful analogy there. And certainly, you know what, in relationships, there is no love without giving. And giving is not extravagant. It is the thought that counts. Great conversation here today. Asante sana, Benjamin.